Things to know in this tutorial. That means what we will be learning in this tutorial. We will be learning about Flexbox Direction, Flexbox Direction Row, Flexbox Direction Column, and Flexbox Direction Reverse Column. Now the goals or objectives of these tutorials are complete knowledge on Flex Direction property, knowing the parameters of it, and working with proper examples. Now the technology that has been used here is nothing impossible. A simple text editor such as a notepad to edit your page and style. And the second thing is the obvious one, latest or updated browser. We will be needing that for cross-browser experience. Now what is this cross-browser platform experience? That means display of a web page across different browsing platforms. Every Flexbox element shows a tendency to circulate across the main axis. Now we can see that there are two axes. The first one is the main axis and the second one is the cross axis. In case of Flex Direction Row, this main axis aligns into the horizontal position, that means in the X direction, and the cross axis aligns into the vertical position, that means the Y axis direction. And all those elements, those practically tend to, as we have told earlier, that they tend to align themselves across the main axis. That is why in case of Flex Direction Row, all the Flexbox elements, those will be taking up a horizontal alignment. But in case of Flex Direction Column, the cross axis will be taking up the horizontal X-axis direction and the main axis will be taking up the vertical Y-axis direction, and the Flexbox elements inside, those will be taking up a vertical alignment. So this is the thing that we are going to experience into our practical demonstration of this tutorial. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. In this final episode, we are going to learn about the Flexbox Direction. That means the Flexbox Direction row or column or this sort of things, and that is why we have created previously some block elements here. This is the first block element, and above all there's a mother wrapper. This green box, this is practically the mother wrapper, and inside there are two child divs. The first one is this violet box and the second one is this yellowish box. Inside this second child div, we have created two more additional child divs. The first one is this blue box and the second one is this brown colored box. All of these things, those will be lying side by side, but this one, these two boxes, those will be hanging vertically around and they will be equally spaced from each other. And this is the objective of this tutorial. This is the mother container, and inside we have created two child divs, the left block and the right block. And the right block in turn are subdivided into right block upper and right block lower. And inside those block elements we have created some paragraphs. One thing you must clarify, that whenever you are trying to make some experiment on some web contents, some web display, then always try to pour some kind of contents inside. Do not just create some kind of blocks like a fixed width or height and then place it inside. They won't work well. So that is why it is always obvious thing. Always try to pour some contents inside, and that will be the best way to judge the display of your web page. And you will know the nature, how will your block elements look like after pouring some contents inside. In this stylesheet.css, we have created this corresponding CSS stylings, such as this max width. I have created a max width of the mother wrapper. That is why it is wrapping a 1300 pix wrapper here. It is having a max width of 1300 pix. And another thing, whenever you are pouring some padding into a particular div or a block element, then always use this box sizing. Else you have to manually calculate how much additional space you have to make up after you provided such a padding thing into your block element. Now this is the left block. It has followed these certain properties, and this is the right box, the border. This is the thing that I have provided to discriminate between the left box and the right box. So this is the main thing that I have created so far. Now inside this mother container, this is being the parent div. Now we are producing a display flex option, and I am providing a flex size here, which is 1 in case of left block and a flex of 1 in case of right box. If we now press Ctrl S and get back to our project and reload, now we can see that inside this mother container we are now producing two floating block elements. Now inside this right box we have created two additional child divs. That makes in turn this right box as a parent element of these child elements inside. So that is why we are getting back to right block, and inside this right box, first of all, let's place a display flex. We have enabled a display flex option. That means both these boxes inside both these child block elements, they will be taking a horizontal alignment, but our intention is to place them into a vertical one. So that is why right into this condition that enables the flex direction in this particular case. So I am placing this flex direction, but wait a second. What we are doing, we want this to appear inside this parent div, not inside the child divs. So that is why we need to press Ctrl X, and we will be placing it inside this parent div right block. Just get back to your project and reload, and now you can see that both of them are vertically stacked over each other, but you have placed a display flex option. Still it is appearing as a vertical alignment. This is because all the contents, that means both of these child divs, they are being accelerated through the main axis. Now this main axis has aligned itself into a vertical position, and that is why despite of the fact you are placing here a display flex, still you can see there is a vertical alignment. Now we have placed a flex direction column. If we now place column reverse, what will be the result? Reload, and you can see that the bottom box, that the bottom child element, it is now practically stacking up, and the blue box is stacking down itself. So that means if we place column reverse, every elements inside, every flexbox elements, those will be reversed in direction. Now instead of placing column reverse, now let's just place column, reload, press F12. We can see that this is practically the right block upper, and this one is the right block lower. Now we are placing row. Press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that the same orientation that we have observed in our previous case when we had provided none of this flex direction here. You can see that the same display event is being occurred over here. Now instead of flex row, if we place here row reverse, observe it closely that the blue box is appearing at the left and the brown box is appearing at the right. And now if we reload, we can see that the reverse thing is happening. The blue box is, here goes the blue box. The blue box is now in the extreme right position, and the brown box is in the left position. That means if we use this row reverse condition, then we can change the order of the div elements, of the child elements. Those are practically appearing inside a particular parent div element. This is the default value that we can observe, and that is why all of these things, those are practically coming side by side. Now instead of that, no need to use this particular flex direction row here. A flex basis of 45%. That means right block upper and right block lower, both of them will be having a flex basis of 45%. Reload, a total of 90%. At the parent div, we are now providing justify content. Now if we make here flex end, press Ctrl S, get back to your project, and you can see that this thing is now practically also shifted towards the end position of the div. And instead of flex end, if we now use center, you know this drill, still it's a recap. And now if we use both of them, align items, and we are making it center, we can see that the align item is now at the central position. That means both the blocks, those are aligned into its central condition. That is how in case of Flexbox elements, if we want a content to get vertically and horizontally in the middle position, then all we need to do, we need to place a justified content center and the align item center, and in this way we are going to make every content centering into the middle position of a particular parent div or of a particular div element. Now instead of this, first of all we are just commenting out, and instead of flex direction row we are using it column. Press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and now we can see that there are practically a main mother wrapper inside which there are two child wrappers. The first one is this violet one and the second one is this yellowish one, and the right block, that means this yellow box, it is now further subdivided into two more blocks, the blue box and the brown box, and we are treating this time this right block as a parent div inside the main parent div of mother container, and we are further providing a display flex option. But despite of providing this display flex option there, we can still see that all of them are practically vertically stacked one over another. The flex direction is provided, which is set to column, despite of the fact that you have provided a flex basis over here of 45%, still full 100% width of this block element, this right block element, is being used over here. From the next tutorial we are going to start a new fresh tutorial of JavaScript. If you guys have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial. Till then, bye.